They see you showing up every day, going to work, handling business, taking care of your people, paying the bills, keeping the lights on. What they don't see is the weight, the bills that came in heavier than you expected, the repairs you've been putting off because there's always something more urgent, small debts that aren't catastrophic on their own, but together, they stack up like stones in your pockets, dragging you down inch by inch. They don't see those late nights where you're sitting at the kitchen table, running the numbers again, moving money around like a shell game, hoping somehow the math works out differently this time, hoping you missed something, hoping there's a solution you didn't see before. They don't see that quiet moment, usually around 2 or 3 in the morning when you can't sleep, where you realize you're not broke, you're not failing, you're actually doing better than a lot of people, but you're not breathing either. You're functional, you're handling it, but there's no space, no margin, no room to mess up or slow down or take a breath. And here's what nobody tells you about being the one who holds it together, the one everyone depends on, the one who's supposed to have answers. You're not allowed to drown out loud. You can't post about it, can't complain, can't let people see you struggling, because then they start worrying, and now you've got to manage their worry on top of everything else you're carrying. So you drown quietly, functionally. You show up, perform your role, provide what's needed. You smile when you're supposed to smile. You answer, "I'm good," when people ask how you're doing. You keep moving because stopping feels dangerous. But inside, you're treading water, constantly, exhausting yourself just to stay afloat. And the worst part? Most people will never understand this specific type of pressure. They'll see the surface, the job, the house, the family, the routine, and think you've got it made. They don't know you're one bad month away from everything falling apart. They don't know about the calculations you're running in your head constantly, the backup plans for your backup plans, the weight of being the last line of defense for everyone who depends on you. This video is for anyone who knows exactly what I'm talking about, for anyone carrying more weight than they can say out loud. You're not alone in this. There's a type of pressure most people will never experience, and honestly, they're lucky. It's not the dramatic kind you see in movies. You're not having a breakdown in your car. You're not throwing things or crying in the shower or posting cryptic messages on social media. You're not falling apart in any visible way. You're just managing. Managing the budget that never quite stretches far enough. Managing the stress that sits in your chest like a weight. Managing other people's expectations of you, their belief that you've got this handled, that you're the strong one, that you'll figure it out like you always do. Managing the fact that everyone thinks you have answers when the truth is, half the time you're making it up as you go. You're improvising, adapting, hoping the decisions you're making today don't blow up in your face tomorrow. And somewhere in all of that managing, somewhere in that constant mental math, you start looking for the escape hatch. The shortcut, the miracle, the one thing that could change everything overnight. Maybe it's a lottery ticket you buy on the way home from work, even though you know better. Maybe it's a sports bet, a scratch-off, some side hustle someone swore would make quick money, that crypto tip your cousin wouldn't shut up about. You find yourself thinking, if I could just catch one break, one win, $5,000, $10,000, just enough to clear the board, get current on everything, and start fresh. You run the fantasy in your head, what you'd pay off first, how you'd allocate it, how different everything would feel with just a little breathing room. And you know the odds. You're not stupid. You're not some degenerate gambler or desperate fool. You understand probability. You understand that the house always wins, that these things are designed to take your money, not give it back. But here's what people who've never been underwater don't understand. When you're drowning, you stop looking for steady ground. You start looking for miracles. Because the logical path, the slow, steady, responsible path, feels impossible when you're already exhausted just staying afloat. The idea of grinding for another 5 years to slowly chip away at everything, that feels like a life sentence. So you buy the ticket, you make the bet, you chase the miracle. And when it doesn't hit, because of course it doesn't, you don't even feel that disappointed anymore. You just feel tired. But here's what changed everything for me, and I mean everything. The pressure isn't here to break you. It's here to force you to evolve. That weight you're carrying, it's not punishment. It's not bad luck. It's not the universe being cruel. It's the resistance that builds the strength you're going to need for what's coming next. It teaches you to carry differently, to move differently, to think differently. The man who can handle pressure is worth more than the man who's never felt it. The person who's been underwater and learned to swim, they're dangerous in the best way possible. They know how to survive. They know how to adapt. They know how to keep moving when everyone else freezes. So yeah, you're under pressure right now. Yeah, it's heavy. Yeah, it feels like too much sometimes. But you're not breaking. You're evolving. And that changes everything. Some people make vision boards. They cut out pictures of dream houses and cars and vacations. They light candles and journal and manifest their future with crystals and affirmations. Others make elaborate plans, spreadsheets, 5-year projections, color-coded calendars. They research and optimize and wait for all the pieces to line up perfectly before they make a move. And a lot of people, maybe most people, just wait. They wait for the perfect moment, the right strategy, the ideal conditions, the stars to align, the fear to go away, the confidence to show up, the resources to magically appear. They're waiting for permission from the universe to start living. But here's what I've learned, and maybe you already know this because you've lived it. You don't build your way out by planning. You build your way out by moving. Not perfectly, not with some guru's blueprint or some expert's approval. Just motion. Imperfect, messy, uncertain motion. You take one step even though you can't see the whole staircase. You make one decision even though you don't have all the information. You push forward one day even though you're tired and you're not sure it's working. And here's the thing they don't tell you in those motivational books and podcasts and seminars. Motion is what breaks the cycle. Not thinking about it, not planning it, not waiting for it to feel right. Motion. When you're stuck, really stuck, you don't need another strategy session. You don't need to consume more content or read another book or listen to another expert tell you the 7 steps to success. You need to do something, anything. Apply for that thing you're not quite qualified for. Make the call you've been putting off. Fix the thing that's been broken. Build the thing that's been sitting in your head. Post the work even though it's not perfect. Take the step even though you're scared. Because here's what happens when you move. The path reveals itself. Not before. Not while you're sitting there overthinking it. Not while you're waiting for clarity or confidence or the right moment. The path reveals itself in motion. You take one step, and suddenly you can see the next step. You make one decision, and suddenly the next decision becomes clearer. You push through one hard day, and suddenly you're a little stronger for the next one. Momentum doesn't come from clarity. Clarity comes from momentum. That's completely backwards from what they teach you. They tell you to get clear first, then act. Figure it out, then move. Plan it all out, then execute. But that's not how real life works. That's not how breakthrough works. That's not how you get unstuck. You move first, then you learn, then you adjust, then you move again. Action creates information. Information creates clarity. Clarity creates better action. But it all starts with motion. Imperfect motion. Uncertain motion. Scared but doing it anyway motion. And I get it. Moving without a perfect plan feels risky. It feels reckless. It feels like you might waste time or money or energy on something that doesn't work out. But you know what's actually risky? Staying stuck. Waiting for perfect. Letting months and years slip by while you're still getting ready to start. The people who win aren't the ones with the best plans. They're the ones who move while everyone else is still planning. They're the ones who fail faster, learn faster, adjust faster. They're the ones who understand that perfection is a trap that keeps you safe and small and stuck. So if you're watching this and you've been waiting for the right time, the right resources, the right feeling, I need you to hear this. The The right time is now. The right resources are what you have. The right feeling comes after you start, not before. Just move.